Hello, welcome to Geeky Hijinks, Highway and Mischief Makers, and today, we're looking at Black Widow. So yes, this is Black Widow, a film you all know that's come way too late. We know who Black Widow is, we know who plays her. So what is this film exactly about? I can tell you what I thought of it. So Black Widow, or as I like to call it, Diet Captain America Winter Soldier, is about Natasha Romanoff, aka the Black Widow, who confronts the darker parts of her ledger when a dangerous conspiracy which ties her to her past arises. Pursued by a force that will stop at nothing to bring her down, Natasha must deal with her history as a spy and the broken relationship she left behind before she became an Avenger. And I did joke about it in the synopsis, but this does feel like a poor man's Winter Soldier, which isn't a bad thing because it does have some good points. This isn't a terrible film, but whereas Winter Soldier had those little nuances like the spy espionage, the crime thriller, the backstabbing, the great storyline, everything interweaving and all these like plot twists. But Winter Soldier really, for me, was the strong turning point for Marvel where everyone sort of took it a bit more seriously. This film's good. It just feels like a 5-year-old child got hold of a bunch of sugar cubes and went and that is that is Black Widow. There was a lot to like about this film. Like I said, it's not perfect, but I still had a good time with it. But my favourite thing about it was the characters, my favourite character in particular being Yelena. Now Yelena is an amazing character, and Florence Pugh, who plays her, is a great actress. Scarlett Johansson, great as Natasha, great as Black Widow, but she's overshadowed every time Florence comes on the screen. She just has this like sassiness, this attitude, this self-assuredness, and I really hope she's in the future Avengers films as a new Black Widow, because it makes sense. She's liked by everyone. I've seen a few reviews already and everyone can agree she's the best part of this film by far. Of course, if you know already, she's going to be in a new Hawkeye TV show, which I can't wait for now, knowing she's going to be in it. Hawkeye, I was like, but knowing she's in it, I'm like, yes, give me some of that. So Yelena, she's my favourite character in this film. And Rachel Weisz and David Harbour are really good too. David Harbour playing the Red Guardian, of course. Really fun, really funny. Broke those tense moments, so when things got a bit too like serious, he would come out with a funny joke, which always landed in my opinion. But I want to see more of him, because even though he was in some cool action sequences, I don't think he got his time to shine. So maybe, hopefully in the future, he comes back, maybe in the Hawkeye TV show that's been announced. Hopefully he can make an appearance in that. But I want to see more of him. And Rachel Weisz, what can I say? Since the Mummy one, I've always liked Rachel Weisz. She's super likable, and again, I want to see more of her because she might not be as like action-packed as the Red Guardian or Yelena or Black Widow. I want to see more of them characters together in the future. So if Marvel is smart, get that show going. And Scarlett Johansson was good. I think this film came a bit too late. Made little sense because everyone knows what happened to her in Endgame. So having this happen now added no suspense, because you know she's not going to die because she dies in Endgame. Spoilers. She was good in this film. It almost felt like she was handing over the torch to Florence, who played Yelena. It almost felt like this is your time now. You got a new Black Widow, which is cool. Everyone liked Yelena, and Scarlett Johansson was good in this, but she kind of felt like Deadpool at times. And if you've seen the film, you know exactly what I mean. Gonna touch on this in a second. But yeah, she was good in this film, but at the same time, kind of overshadowed by the rest. And if you like your MCU action, you're gonna love this film. Everything's well shot. You can see what's going on. The car chase sequence is really, really good, and the scene with the headquarters in the sky falling down to the ground is my favourite part of the film. That whole sequence is pretty cool, pretty crazy for a film with people with no superpowers. Touch on it in a second, but generally, action was really good. Now the first issues I have with this film, starting with the villains, is Taskmaster and Ray Winston's character Dreykov. Now, Taskmaster's cool. I liked his character. He looked like a 1980s, 1990s action figure. The way he was dressed still looked cool. But the concept's amazing. A villain that can watch your fighting style, remember it, mimic it, never lose to it, and can watch videos of others' fighting styles, copy it, and use it against you. So there's a scene where Taskmaster watching the airport scene, I'm guessing, or because he's copying Hawkeye, and he copies Hawkeye's flips, and you think, that's wicked. But it'd been so cool for us to be like, oh my god, that's Black Panther, oh my god, that's Captain America, that's Hawkeye, that's Black Widow herself. And other films down the line, you can think, oh, that's really, really cool. Barely in it, barely used, barely utilised, so I'm very disappointed there. But Dreykov, played by Ray Winston, my goodness. That accent, that's the one thing. Like, if anyone knows Ray Winston, he's like the most cockney guy in the world. He's like, alright mate, Betfred 2365, or wherever it is. And to hear his Russian accent, like it's like going, I like my eggs boiled. Yes, I'm Dreykov, Russian spaceship. That's what he sounded like. He was just, every time he said some words, I was thinking, oh my god, it's so, that word was pronounced so London, so Cockney, is unbelievable. So that accent was, meh. Why couldn't he just hire a Russian guy to play him? I don't know. Why rinse him? But his villain wasn't a villain at all. His whole plan was, I'm gonna get rid of the girls in the world because there's many girls in this world. So I'm gonna use them to be my Black Widows and fight the world. Good plan. Also, it's Black Widow Deadpool, because there are some scenes in this film where I was like, she should have, not even a scratch. If this was a Deadpool movie, Deadpool would have left half the instance that Black Widow got herself into with an arm, leg, or his head like broken, because there are some scenes throughout the film when Natasha gets bumped and exploded all over the place and barely anything happens to her. And that last scene with all the debris falling from the sky and she's jumping down, I'd be crapping myself. I'd be like this. Ah! But no, not Natasha. Natasha is cool as a cucumber. She's sliding down debris. Gravity is on her side. I'm like, what is this? For an MCU film, I can see a guy turn green. And yet that's more believable than what I'm seeing right now. And then she pulls out a parachute. And has anyone been to a bus stop when it's been raining? And under the bus stop, it's very packed because no one wants to get wet. So you go to the edge of this bus shelter and you're waiting. And you're just feeling little pitter-patters of rain coming from. You're like, ugh, what is that? Doesn't feel nice, does it? But you can't dodge it. So when Black Widow's in the sky, pulls the parachute, and all this debris is coming down, how is she not getting hit? Like, I've never seen so much stuff fall from the sky and someone not get hit. Because if that was me, I guarantee every single, I'll be dead. I'll be like, I'll be under the debris like, help, help. But no, in this film, absolutely fine. Parachute and everything, just gliding down, not a scratch, everything's fine. So yeah, those scenes were very, very unbelievable to me. And the end credits scene, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, stick around because it's cool. But I couldn't have been the only one that went, who? Because when it happens, characters in it. And I didn't know what the hell this person was. I hadn't got a clue. I just stared at the screen thinking, I missed a Marvel film here. Watched all the TV shows. I'm up to date with the films. Who the hell was this person? And you may find out later down the line. But it's still very jarring. Like, you expect some cool Marvel scenes, lay up a few things, and this one does, but it does it in such a weird way that it caught me off guard. Very jarring. My word of the day is jarring, guys. And I hope I haven't spoiled the mid-credit scene. I haven't. But stick around for me. It's at the very, very end. I didn't go to the cinema to watch this. I watched this on Disney Plus because I didn't want to go to the cinema, and yeah, couldn't be bothered to go to the cinema. Get to sit home and watch it. And I sat down to the very end. That's how committed I am. I could have just zoomed through that. I stayed to the end, alright. And I was very satisfied with like the credit scene. But again, I was just like, But overall, guys, I enjoyed this film. It's not perfect by any means. It's not the strongest Marvel film. It's not up there with the Infinity Wars, the Civil Wars, Winter Soldiers. None of that. It's definitely not down there with Dark World or Iron Man 2. Or even Iron Man 3. I'm not really too keen on Iron Man 3. I'd put it up there with, say, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Because Ant-Man and the Wasp isn't perfect either. Has its issues, has its problems. Not one of the best. But I can still have a good time with it. And I can have a good time with this. It's got fun characters. Good action, it zips by a bit quick, you never get bored of it, but at the same time, underutilized Taskmaster, poor villain, some like unbelievable scenes where people should have died, and it moved by, again, too quick, ironically. Even though I enjoyed the fast-paced action, it could have taken the time to breathe like for a minute, and the plot could have been better, and the villain's motives a bit weak. So, I think this was kind of rushed out for, like, to please people, but they should either like thought, bring this out a few years ago, develop the story, or let's just make a quick buck and bang it out now. So I think it's in the middle where public demand versus let's just get this done and this is the film we got. But I would recommend you go and see it because it is a fun time in the movies. I watched it at home because I didn't want to go to the cinema, so I went on Disney Plus, paid to watch it, and I had a good time, and I think you would too. So overall, I'm going to give Black Widow, I'm going to give it a silver win, which may surprise people, but it's a solid film. You could watch this again, I could watch this again quite easily. It's enjoyable. So very close to being a sparkling bronze win, but nah, like for me, silver win, sticking with it, have a good time. So guys, that was my review of Black Widow. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it a snooze fest or the greatest film we've ever seen? Come back to the comments to let me know because I genuinely am interested. And if you like this video, drop me those likes because it always does help. But until next time, stay out of trouble.